Hello, everyone. I am Sara Lloyd. I'm one of the co-founders of Mountain Point Academy. And basically, we just made it a goal to try to help as many families as we can during the school shutdowns by being a resource and a place for parents to go and ask questions. Many of you are just not familiar at all with the idea of online courses or homeschooling. And since this is what we do, we're an online school, we're pretty familiar with it. We thought we could share our knowledge with all of you guys, and also provide a place for parents and educators to share what has and hasn't been working at home with their own children. So today I'm going to be talking with Jen Bloom, who is actually somebody who's very close to me, and she also happens to be an educator. So we're just going to talk about a few topics that have come up in recent discussions. And Jen, I am super thankful that you're willing to chat. So if you don't mind,
Sure,
go ahead and introduce yourself and kind of tell what your background is. And
okay, thanks, Sarah.
Yep.
Like Sarah said, my name is Jen Bloom. I've been teaching for 18 years. It's all been in private Catholic education in Wisconsin. This is my 18th year of teaching, and 11 of those have been first grade. So.
Awesome. Something that parents have been asking, we've heard from different areas. I know we're based in Wisconsin here. Mountain Point Academy is based in Utah, so we're going to have people who might be listening to this from all over. But I'm just curious to know what your school is experiencing, or what your school is expecting of students during this whole thing, during the shutdown. Does it differ from grade level? I know you're in first grade, but your school goes up to, is it
eighth grade?
Eighth.
Mm-hmm.
What are the expectations? What are you guys doing?
Okay, well, we heard on Friday afternoon about the schools being closed for 4 weeks here in Wisconsin. And so our plan was, as a staff, to meet this past Monday, come up with a game plan, figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to move forward over these 4 weeks. So all the teachers have until 3 o'clock today to gather all their materials, get things set up, ready to go for each of their students. We are having a parent and student pick up supplies, Chromebooks, whatever else we have ready to go for them for an hour and a half at 3 different time slots available. So basically our expectation is that the kids should be working on, the assignments that we have planned. It does vary by grade level. Obviously what we have in K3 and K4 is going to be different from middle school. Mm-hmm. Our older students do use Chromebooks one-to-one, so they'll be able to take their Chromebooks home. Our younger students, they don't have that ability, so it's a lot of workbook pages, books that we've sent home, online sites that we've given the parents to use.
Okay, awesome. Is it mainly core subjects, electives?
I'd say they're getting a little bit of everything. It's definitely mostly math, reading, the core subjects, but we also have religion. Our specials teachers are giving things for websites that kids can go to for technology class, movement websites for Phi-Ed. Mm-hmm. I know there's different things out there for art as well. So our specials, maybe not as much as the academic area, but they are, contributing too. Okay.
In your experience so far, and in talking with other educators that you might be in contact with, how would those expectations maybe differ from other schools?
I have a lot of friends in education, so we've all been kind of chatting about what's going on in their buildings. Some are a little more relying on tech than others, depending on how much they use it in their classrooms now. It's not something you want to just roll out and start using if you haven't been using it. But for the most part, everybody's following the same kind of plan, coming up with 3 to 4 weeks worth of work, expectations that kids are, working and connecting with their teachers daily or throughout the week.
Okay, so that kind of goes into the next question I would have is, mm-hmm. What kind of contact are you having with your students throughout this time? Do you do weekly contact? Are you doing we're doing a Zoom call? Do you email? What kind of support is offered for students?
With our school, I think it all, again, depends on the grade level, and using Zoom or Google Classroom to cover skills. With my grade level, since we're not using a lot of the tech that way, and my contact will be more through email with parents.
Okay.
I did come up with a letter that I've have with my stack of work for each student, checklists of what needs to be done, but I plan on checking in, through email. I'm in a unique situation where my son is in my class. So I'm friends with a lot of parents outside of the classroom that we can communicate with each other as well.
Okay. Question that I've had parents asking, what should I focus on? I'm not comfortable teaching certain things. A lot of people have come up with a question about teaching practical skills to their students. I just want to know kind of what your opinion is on that, like on experiential learning, and is there value in the students taking this time to kind of learn and focus about things like cooking, maybe budgeting, music, I don't know, other interests while they're at home? What are your thoughts on that from an educator point of view?
Yeah, I mean, those are all great life skills to have. And I know a lot of times in the school systems, those kinds of classes as electives get cut due to time and budgeting. So if those things can be done at home, that's great. I guess I would be in contact with your child's school to see what they have in place, if anything, as far as what needs to be accomplished, while they're out, and then anything you can add at home extra is great.
Okay. A few more questions and then we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
But I would really be curious to know what kind of advice you might offer to parents who are feeling overwhelmed, trying to keep their kids on track, not sure how to schedule their day. I mean, we have parents that are working from home, trying to figure this all out. How are they going to juggle and balance this? Is there something specific they should focus on, or what is your general advice to parents right now?
Right. And I get for people that are not in education and trying to work from home, it is hard. I have a lot of friends that are stressed by having to handle work and then their children's work. I would say keep calm, keep a schedule. Don't let bedtimes go beyond what they normally do. Keep them in that routine. Kids thrive on routine. So if that's in place, that's going to help a lot as well. And we talked at our school, and we get parents are going to have other things and commitments that they need to do. And so things are going to be different over these next few weeks, and everybody just needs to have patience and relax. Any help that you're giving your child is only going to help them. It's not going to hurt them. So just, kind of go from there.
Awesome. I like that. That's great advice. And then lastly, what about the students? What kind of advice do you have for students who might be watching this?
For students, I'd say be patient. Be patient with your siblings, with your parents, even with your teachers. This is something that we've never really had to face before. Your parents are most likely not teachers, and so they're going to do the best they can with what they know. They'll probably fall back on what it was like when they were in school, which is a lot different than what school is like now. So we'll all get through it. A good way maybe just to journal your thoughts. I mean, my dad, he's a truck driver. He's always told me to write things down, and I've always just blown him off. And he told me last week, start writing things down. And so I did. I have a little notebook, and day by day I'm writing like what's going on in the world, what we're doing, just things like that to look at. And with kids, I think it's a good way to express their feelings too.
I love that. Awesome. Cool. Well,
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If anybody has any questions as a follow-up for that, feel free to write a comment, send us an email. We have many resources available, other educators that we're planning on talking to. So Jen, I really just want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
You're welcome. And one last thing I would say, I know lots of teachers have been posting on Facebook that they are educators. They're willing to help anyone that has questions regarding their students. That's who teachers are. They're willing to help. So ask.
Don't be afraid to reach out to your teachers.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks again. See you later.
Bye. Thanks.